And Tom. Hello people, welcome back to the channel. 2 videos in, well, probably as many months. You can tell I'm a regular uploader. I'd just like to firstly say thank you for all the views on the channel for the first video, the Fergal O'Brien video. You know, for a channel with 3 subscribers and completely nothing behind it, that's you know, it may sound small, but it was very, very good, and you know, I have to thank you very much for that. So in a similar vein to the Fergal O'Brien video, I recently went to DJ Jeffries' yard. Now, DJ Jeffries is a local trainer to Cheltenham. He trains about 11 miles away. He recently had, excuse me, he recently had a winner. Well, I say recently, it was Cheltenham December meeting. This video has been long in the works. I've had the content for a while. A few other projects have come up which have delayed it, but finally it's out. But anyway, he had a winner, Lively Citizen, tipped up on a Simmons journo at, I've got it here, 8-1, napped it as well. Just like to stop proceedings here to take a little look at these tips from day one of the Cheltenham December meeting. Forget the first 2, went for 2 shorties, didn't work. Lively Citizen, 8-1, Vienna Court, 9-1, Kansas City Chief, 12-1, all winners on the day. Pretty sure Vienna Court went off SP bigger, but, you know, Kansas City Chief won in October, I think placed in November, won in December, placed in New Year's Day by a length. What a horse, and I will be backing it if he's back out this season, but just look at this day. Wow, 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 wow. Anyway, back to the video. And, you know, what a brilliant day that was. I was completely made up for him, jockey Archie, and the whole team. And, you know, it was brilliant. So, without further ado, we'll get into the video. A few things cropped up while editing this, which I'll explain later. But, you know, if you can just quickly like, subscribe, and do any sharing about, that'd be amazing. And fingers crossed in the future, I'll be able to upload a bit more regularly. But yeah, let's get into it.
So I've arrived at DJ Jeffries' stables. No one's about at the moment. I'm just fiddling around at the moment, sort of just looking at the horses because they've gone out on a string of horses. So waiting for them to come back. I'll go see if I can find Cheltenham winner, Lively Citizen, quickly, and then report back to you after I actually find someone to talk to.
You play a bit of golf, do you?
Sorry?
You play a bit of golf?
A little bit. I'm not that great.
As you can tell by this expert piece of small talk, I did end up finding DJ in his office, trying to hide away from my questions. And we got all set up, tidy the desk down, you know, all of that jazz to make it sort of very similar to what I did with Fergal O'Brien. So may as well roll it from here. All set? No worries. And the video corrupted. Yes. Like the clown I am, the video I had set on one phone with my other phone being used for the audio is gone. I can't find it. I believe once I started the recording on my audio, the video just cut straight away. So 18 minutes worth of, you know, us chatting on, you know, seeing the picture that comes along with the audio. I showed a little bit of a video on my laptop. It's gone. So that makes a lovely editing task for myself. How can I bring this audio together with there also being something to show on the screen? Well, I think I've performed that expertly, sarcasm intended, and well, you can just, at this point, I don't even know what's going to be on the screen, so you're going to be seeing it and seeing what I've managed to bring together. So, well, let's get into what I've managed to bring up. So, good morning, DJ. Thank you very much for having me. So, obviously, the big Cheltenham win and the new move to cover. But first of all, let's just go back to the beginning. So, just tell us a little bit about yourself, sort of how you got into horse racing and sort of just the beginnings, really.
I got into horse racing through growing up at a sort of a farm in Northumberland, and racing was very entwined in our life, and was a very much big part of our childhood. I had two uncles that were managing director and chairman at Kelso, and that was a big pull factor. And then we had a few pointers, and so that was a big part of it. And national hunt racing and hunting was a big part of our life growing up. And then I went to the Royal Agricultural College and seemed to fund most of my life through running back and forth to the bookies.
So with your sort of training career, you started in 2019 with a place up in Stow-on-the-Wold. Can you tell me a little bit about the new move from sort of there into this new place in Hinton-on-the-Green?
So we're very lucky. We have the opportunity here of Harriet's family farm, and so we're farming it as well. We've built a 4 furlong even mile sand gallop, round gallop, which seems to work for quite a lot of trainers. To mention, Mr. Mullins and Mr. Elliott in Ireland. We've got the usual, the same as everyone else. The schooling facilities. We're in the process of building an all-weather schooling facility at the moment. We've got the walkers. And we've got nice, good, big, airy barns, but we've still got a lot to do. We're certainly by no means there yet, and so that's the plan, is to build a bit more this summer.
And you mentioned Mullins and Elliott there, and with you sort of being a fairly new trainer, would you sort of say there's anyone that you take your training aspects off? Is there anyone that you think does a good job in the game which you'd like to sort of replicate?
Oh, there's some very, very good trainers out there, exceptional trainers out there. And I mean, you don't need to look any further than Mr. Henderson and Mr. Nichols over here. I mean, they're both so very good at what they do, and they have unbelievable stats, and every year in, year out, they back it up. They source horses and they train and place them very well. I obviously was assistant head lad to Charlie Mann for a long time. We had a good time there. We had some good horses, Air Force One, we over Miami, and had some good years. I then went to Charlie Longston and had some great time there. He's a very good trainer. Learned a hell of a lot from him. He had a head lad called Alan Roach, who was particularly good to me and very kind, generous with his knowledge. And then obviously doing it myself, and there's definitely more than one right way to train a racehorse. We're only just getting going, so we've still got a lot to learn, but we're enjoying the journey so far.
And 2019 sort of heat of sort of COVID and all this times that we're in, what made you sort of decide to start training around that time? Was there a key thing that thought, I'm going to go for it now, or was it something in the pipeline?
Well, I was always going to train. It was just a matter of when. And the sort of catalyst to kick on and do it was our main owner and backer, Mark Smith. Just give me a call and asked me if I'd like to train a couple of horses for him, and certainly wasn't an opportunity I was going to turn my back on. And ever since then, his commitment and his the strength of that commitment has grown and grown and grown. And we've trained him 3 Cheltenham winners in the last 3 years, and that's all just a result of his entire faith in us.
And with this new move, I was recently down at Fergal O'Brien's. He said his new move to Ravenswell Farm had caused his yard to come into a bit of form. I know Archie Bellamy, your jockey, he mentioned that in his Racing TV interview. Would you say that this new move has really directed the form in a good way at the moment? Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're still learning how to use the new gallop, etc., but you will learn that forever. But yeah, I mean, it's brilliant. It's great to be able to, get up and walk straight out onto the yard every morning and have everything there. And I have a very, very, very good head lad, very loyal and a very loyal man with a huge amount of experience in Paddy Brennan, not the jockey. He tells me every day how much he loves the gallop and loves the yard. And so far, touch wood, it's been a healthy place for us. So we'll move on to this Cheltenham win, and I've just got a little video to show you actually. I just happened to catch it last night while I was doing a bit of research. I don't know if you saw it yourself. Let's take a little look at this.
Back on the runner-up, who has got an awful lot of ability.
This is good to watch, isn't it? That is DJ Jeffries.
That's not me.
Celebrating.
Yeah, that's not me.
That is tremendous.
Right, that's Marcus Colley.
Shades of the betting shop lean that I used to
Spent
like.
my whole life holding my composure, and he's ruined it in one single moment. There.
Oh, you're of course. I saw the long hair and I thought that was, I thought instantly. You had a winner at Uttoxeter before going to the Cheltenham win.
Yeah.
And then it's the morning, I give you a little call and you say that Lively Citizen, this is his Gold Cup.
Yeah.
That instantly, perked up my interest. So why did you have that race in mind for Lively Citizen?
Well, horses for courses. He's got course form there, and if you look through a lot of horses' stats, you'd be amazed at how they all win. With so many, they all need so many boxes to be ticked, and one of the big boxes I think is if a horse likes a course, and he's finished. He won there, and he's finished second there already before the ground was soft. He's a horse that always needs a run. He'd had that run at Sandown, and his work at home had improved considerably for that run. But you're taking on Mr. Henderson and JP McManus. You're never that confident, but I knew he'd get there to the last, and anything that happens after the last in Cheltenham's anyone's guess.
And you said to me after it, you mentioned Henderson and JP there, and just turning the bend. I know you turned around and said, "Oh, don't go too early, Archie," and you turned away. What were you sort of feeling as you approached the last? You saw Nico looming up on Broomfield Berg, and Archie was off the bridle. What was your sort of emotions going through that?
Well, you're sort of at that point you're delighted because the horse has ran a blinder. He's up against a very nice progressive horse with Mr. Henderson's, and but you're just hoping that you can grind it out, and that's what he did. And it was nice to see Bloomfield Berg go on and do what he did in Kempton after that. I think he's favourite for the Betfair now, which is a big hurdle in Newbury.
Yeah.
So he's a very nice horse. And Lively Citizen will go back to Cheltenham on the 29th.
Trials Day.
Trials Day, yeah. There's a race there for him, but he might get in, he might not get in. But I've looked over the last 5 runnings, and he gets in every year bar one off his mark. So I think we'll probably get a run.
So he's a very, very good horse, and have you got any sort of longer aspects
for him?
I
mean he is a very good horse, but he's still £15 off getting into the festival.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's a good fun horse, and we've managed to nick a few races with him. If he was to he'd need to go up another £13 to have a sniff getting into a county hurdle. But I think he'll get there, and when he jumps the fence, he'll kick on now and go on to bigger and better things, hopefully.
So obviously this Cheltenham win, the new move, that's put you in the news at the moment. Let's just go back to something in 2020. I didn't actually know about you at this point, but I actually read about the story, the gamble of 2020 when you had those 5 horses out on one day, and they all got shot into near favouritism. I know you mentioned the Racing Post. You felt like you've been thrown under the bus a little bit. But so can you just talk us through a little bit about that? Was that a bit of a crazy time?
We've been lucky in the first few years of training, and we've fancied the odd one, and Julie had a few quid on it, and it's delivered. And basically off the back of that, I think a lot of people thought that we were trying to line something up that day, but you'd have to be Houdini to get those 5 horses to win that day. I think whoever was playing the guessing game. But you never know. I don't know what people, bookmakers are up to, or anyone's up to, but it certainly wasn't a planned out thing that day. They've picked the wrong horses anyway. Horses with problems left, right, and centre.
So sort of just to finish up with all these great things that have happened to you, sort of in these recent times. Do you have any sort of set goals for yourself? I know I spoke to a few trainers. They say they don't have goals themselves. But do you have any long-term or short-term goals?
I'd like to make a job of 30, 40 horses. I'd like to be a good 30, 40 horse trainer.
And you've got how many at the moment, sorry?
Well, we've got about 15 to run. We've got about 25 in, babies. And we're going all right. We could get a lot better. And that is the plan.
Would it be sort of a potential? Would a good goal be to have a runner in the festival? Or
Well, we've had a couple of runners there. We've had a horse called Mr. Mantilla finished 8th last year. You know, I mean, that's the dream, is to train Cheltenham Festival winners for me. And love to train a Grade 1 winner one day. That's where I'd like to be. But we're not there yet. We'll keep trying.
And with these sort of younger horses you think you got anything special on your hands with any of them?
Not yet. There's some really nice solid horses in there, but we'll all find out together if there's any Grade 1 horses in there.
And sort of on that line, is there any horses or any horse you think that we should watch out for maybe in the upcoming months or going into next season?
There's a fun little horse there called Arctic Lodge. I think he should go and do the business in a bumper or novice hurdle.
And then
Is
he
he's a very similar profile, sort of horse to Lively Citizen. You know, if he keeps the right company, he'll definitely deliver.
Brilliant. And finally, I asked this question with Fergal. So you got a big roast dinner plate, okay? Nice. Yeah. It's a Sunday afternoon. Got all your items for a roast dinner plate. What would be your 3 favourite items on that plate?
Beef.
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 And beef. Brilliant. Thank you very much for that, DJ.
No, at all. Good work. Thanks
Thank you very much.
Good work.
And just like that, the mammoth editing task I had on my hands is over. And thank God. I recorded the first few clips in daylight. It's currently nighttime and 3 weeks later. So it's all done now. As you're watching this now, I've finally got the video up. And I'm just going to talk for you through a few final things. I'll relay over some video of when I went to Cheltenham Trials Day. So that should be on your screen now. Right then, so few things really. So Cheltenham Festival, as I currently record this, is just under 6 weeks away, and fingers crossed if I can get my act together, I should be doing some previews for it. Now, I should get this video up in time to reveal I will be on a Twitter live on Sunday evening at 8 p.m. If you don't, I'll link all the details in my Twitter, A Simmons Journo. It's with a guy called Lee GG on Twitter, and we're going to be basically previewing it there. I'm also going to do my own stuff as well, so probably YouTube form, just be a quick video. So there'll be 4 videos. They'll go up in the run up to the festival, and they'll go through one video equals 1 day of the Cheltenham Festival. So we'll go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and finally Friday, Gold Cup Day. And I'll be sharing my thoughts on the action on as many races I can, as many markets, as long as the markets are open and I can have a look, entries and possible entries. I will get the previews up for you, which should be interesting. If we're to go off my December sort of form of picking horses, it wouldn't be bad if we were to go off my November meeting where I put up 18 horses and only won, and that was a evens favourite for the Twist and Davis team. We might be in a bit more trouble, but it should be a good crack. I hope I can pick out, at least shed some light on the whole festival, just from a little small guy like me, and we'll see how things go. But apart from that, thank you very much for getting through that. And I thought those little screen animations of me and DJ with the changing backgrounds was different. That's all from me. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you soon. Check out my Twitter, A Simmons Journo.